From inflation to rising interest rates, it's getting harder and harder to save for retirement. On today's show, we're going to outline some major obstacles that are preventing you from, well, maybe getting to that comfortable retirement you want. And we're going to offer some tips and tricks in order to help you get there.
And now, the Wealth Training Academy.
You can have wonderful documents, but if they don't work for the assets you have and the income stream that you need, it's a waste of your time and it's a waste of your money.
Asset protection, tax reduction, holistic planning.
You got to make sure that the team's working together, because if the team's not working together, somebody's going to screw up.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated.
There's so many people selling product. Don't buy product until you have a plan.
And now, the Wealth Training Academy with Ed Storer.
Shielding, protecting, growing your business and your wealth. Welcome. It is the Wealth Training Academy with wealth coach Ed Storer. That's what it's all about, and getting you set for retirement. And this fiduciary firm and the great fiduciary team of this firm, they're all about getting folks to their retirement, treating it like a business, really. And of course, they also offer coaching for businesses in the area. You can check the website, wealthtrainingacademy.com. And week after Thanksgiving, now we're into the Christmas holiday season. How are you today?
Let me tell you, I am doing great, but as we were talking a little bit, boy, the holidays just seem to be stressing people out unnecessarily. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I'm one of those. I just, it's kind of like, I know like Thanksgiving week had to cram in all the work really in 3 days so you can enjoy the 2 days. Once you finally get to that point, then you can decompress or whatever. But I'm telling you, it is a lot more stress than it really needs to be.
Yeah. The driving, then there's, who gets to fight over the turkey wing and drum the leg. And, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's not as crazy as what's going on and obstacles that are happening within people's retirement.
Well, there are plenty of those. And I know that you, when you first talk to people, they articulate to you what they see as obstacles. And then the job is to get around those. So let's look at some of those. Well, let's start with the first giant elephant in the room, and that's inflation.
Yeah, inflation. And here's an interesting thing. Schwab did a retirement planning survey, and they're always doing those. And just to let everybody know, if you're not aware of this yet, let me share with you, Schwab and TD Ameritrade are merging, okay? So that's not breaking news. It's been out for a while, but you're gonna see a lot of that happening, a lot of commercials going on. So it's interesting to see what's happening in the financial industry and the merging that's happening between the financial institutions themselves. But Schwab did an interesting survey on 401ks and people making contributions and changing things and happening. And one of them, as you were talking about, was inflation. And those who respond, it was surprising, 45% of those who responded said inflation's really bothering them. And nearly the double-digit inflation is really hurting those people, and they're changing the contribution amount that they're putting into it. Now, make no mistake on this. Saving is extremely important. And yes, it can be expensive, especially during this time. Here's the thing. It's the holiday seasons. We want to put a little bit extra money into, maybe getting some presents or helping people out or making extra contributions to whatever it is that you're trying to help in the charities. But don't forget, you still have to make those contributions in your own retirement account. Okay. So inflation may be affecting you, but I'm sharing with you, here's the thing. When you're in the world of accumulation, putting money into the 401k and forget what inflation is doing to you is extremely important, because odds are when we have high inflation, the stock market's lower, and then we're able to go ahead and put more money away in the retirement accounts. So yes, inflation can be effectively reducing your overall spending opportunity. But remember, that 401k, that's going to take care of you way down the road. And here's the thing. It's going to probably be one of your primary sources of income other than maybe Social Security. So make sure you take care of that and don't let inflation get in the way of that one.
No, definitely not. Elephant number 2, volatility. Which one are you hearing more concern about, inflation or stock market volatility?
It's very interesting. That's a loaded question because it really all depends on who you ask based on their age and where they're at. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because here's the interesting thing. Again, Vanguard, in reference to this study, did a wonderful survey. And it was interesting. They said if you had a $500,000 401k and you were self-managing, that 401k usually could turn into about 1.7 million over a 25-year period.
Self-managing.
Self-managing.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's the interesting thing, that if you hired a pro, that same amount can turn into 3.4 million over that same time period.
Wow, big difference there.
That's a huge difference. Now, here's why. Because it goes back to the question that we were just talking about. Is it inflation or is it volatility in the market? Yes, it's both. And if you're asking somebody who is younger in age, let's say below the 10 years out that we talk about for planning for retirement, if you're still putting money in, you're accumulating, then it's the inflation. But if you ask somebody who's in that financial red zone that we keep talking about, 5 to 10 years out before retirement, then it's the stock market volatility.
That makes sense.
And because they're looking now, they're paying attention and they're looking at their 401k and they're going, hey, what do I need to do? How do I mitigate the costs and expenses? You start paying attention to the idea that, there are hidden fees inside my 401k that no one's really talking about. And there are extra expenses inside that retirement account no one's really talking about. And you know something? That dadgum thing, I'm going to be starting to take money out of it in the next 5 to 6 years. So I better be paying attention to it if it's going down and losing money.
Right.
So
of course.
Again, the gap analysis is something that we do. Our gap analysis looks at your taxes, your investments, your insurance, and your estate planning. And we look at all this because it's very important for you to understand these things and the hurdles that you need to get over. And these unexpected situations of inflation and market volatility, you got to keep looking at that. So with a team of tax people, investment people, insurance people, and estate planning people all coming together in one area under one roof, that looking and working for you at your overall plan is what we do. And again, we call this the gap analysis. We charge $2,500 for this. And if you're one of the five, because we only have 5 opportunities, if you're one of the 5 people that give us a call, we will give you our gap analysis for free. This is what we're doing. This is our gift because we are on a mission to cut $30 million in hidden fees and commissions over the next 10 years for those who are listening to me today on the radio. So be one of those people. Give us a call. My team will stand by. If for some reason you have to leave a message, please leave your name, your number, a good time to call you back, a decent number where we can reach you, and we'll give you a call and we'll put you on our schedule. But again, we only got 5, and because it's the end of the year and everybody wants to get their taxes correct for the end of the year. So take advantage of this and let's help you out.
Yeah, I mean, whether you call it gaps or, as we're framing it in this segment, obstacles, that's what the point of the gap analysis, identifying that and meeting the challenge of helping you get to retirement on your target date. That's the goal. And then through retirement with a partnership with this firm, 800-563-7030 to schedule this initial gap analysis. No cost, no obligation. 5 opportunities this week. You can text to #WTA 800-563-7030. Well, we're all experiencing in some form or fashion in our own way inflation and volatility, but then if you're near retirement, then if life happens and you're hit with unexpected expenses.
Interesting. It is actually interesting. And via this survey, again, we're going back and referencing the survey, 33% said that they were facing unexpected expenses in the retirement world, and they're trying to go, oh, this is what's holding me back from the retirement. Well, here's the interesting thing. Car repairs. I have to share with you. It was funny as I'm doing the radio show here today. My wife's car. We have a little Nissan, and we We're sitting there and I guess it had to be the cold zapped the battery or something. We're sitting there and clicking it and click, 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 nothing. We finally jumpstart the car, get it down to a place to check the battery. The battery's fine. Now, all of a sudden, we got to take it in, and I don't know what's going to cost us on the repair.
I'd rather it be the battery.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be the battery.
Yeah.
But so now we're going, wait a second. Cars are all computers today, right? So I'm going let's reboot this dadgum thing. Let's just reboot it. And no, so unexpected car repairs. But here's the thing. That's what emergency savings are for. And those are the things that we need to think about, okay? Sure, our refrigerator may go out, but we have emergency savings for that. Medical expenses, we have emergency savings for that. Or you should have emergency savings for that. And again, these are things. So if you have an emergency savings program set up for yourself, which you should, then you don't have to worry about these unexpected expenses, because that's what emergency savings for. Emergency savings is not for vacation savings. Okay. That's a whole different basket that you should be putting away. Emergency savings is that basket that you dip into. Extra car repairs, refrigerator goes out, heat pump goes out. Again, that's something I've been facing. These are all things that you put aside for that emergency. So if you set up that emergency account, then you won't have that hurdle that you have to, or that have that unexpected expense that you have to get over because you've planned for it. So always make a plan for that.
Yeah. And of course, and quickly, though, if you are facing credit card debt, that's probably the worst, isn't it?
Credit card debt. There are, unfortunately, more and more people are getting into debt as inflation keeps going up because they're living the same lifestyle that they had been, and now things are higher. Unfortunately, here's that word that we said we wouldn't say on air, but we have to. It's called a budget. And here's the interesting thing. With our gap analysis, we'll help you with the credit card debt too. We'll show you how to take the dollars from different baskets and pay off that. Because here's the average credit card bill is, credit card interest is roughly in and around 12%. So let's get that paid off. 24% of Americans, based off this survey, or based on the people who answered the survey, are in extra credit card debt. Let's get out of that. Let's put a plan together and make those changes. Give us a call, our gap analysis for the next 5.
This is an initial consultation and comprehensive, and then you can decide where you want to go, but you're going to have a better handle on where you are now. And for 5 opportunities, if you're among the 5 calling, it's no cost, no obligation. 800-563-7030, 800-563-7030. You can text as well. And all you have to text is hashtag WTA. Same number, 800-563-7030. Quick break, Ed. What's on the other side?
Well, I have to go back to a little bit of a tease on the idea that, we were traveling so much in Thanksgiving holiday that we all faced some roadblocks when we got there. We hit the traffic and there's some roadblocks. Well, there can be roadblocks in retirement as well. But we're going to show you some things that you can do to take detours around that roadblock so you can continue down the world of retirement.
When should I take my Social Security? How much risk can I tolerate? I'm afraid I'm overpaying in taxes. Did I save enough? I can't keep up with all these rules.
There are a lot of components to your retirement, and it certainly can seem overwhelming. It's time to establish a partnership with a professional who can provide you with a written plan, the proper strategies, and then be there with you along the way. That's Ed Storer at the Wealth Training Academy, 800-563-7030, 800-563-7030. The conversation continues. It's the Wealth Training Academy. Consumer advocate Dave Perkins in our weekly conversation we've had for years now, every week with wealth coach Ed Storer at this firm and a great fiduciary team, and they make their appearances on this show as well with expertise in taxes, investments, insurance, estate planning. It all comes together for your retirement. And I like to think of them as a group, a retirement GPS in many ways, because they can identify the roadblocks roadblocks even before you get to it. And just like GPS and suggest the alternative routes. And I always obey my GPS because it's always right. Well, let's look at this. And we're going to look at some roadblocks, Ed, and revisit those two elephants again, because people certainly are feeling paralyzed by inflation and volatility.
Yeah, that I have to tell you, that usually is the number one roadblock right now that people are facing is the inflation and volatility of the market. And again, remember we talked about whoever we speak to based on your age is really kind of what they're experiencing. And here's the thing about that, though. You can control how you're dealing with it. Again, you can't control the stock market. You cannot control the laws and regulations they're changing. You cannot control the tax rules and so forth that they're changing. But what you can control is yourself, and you can control the way you do things. So, and what I mean by that is you need to create solutions around this. So feeling powerless, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like, okay, I just can't do this anymore and I got to stop. Well, there is the one thing, that's the roadblock that will paralyze you. You can get over these things. Control the controllable. Control how much you put away. Control how you rest. I know this is going to sound crazy, but getting great sleep will help you invest better. You know why? You will not make crazy decisions on whether or not we're going to take our money out of the market or we're going to leave it in. You're going to follow the game plan. Okay, you're going to have a road that you can follow. Yes, there's going to be those roadblocks as we just talked about, inflation and inflation and stock market volatility are going to be a roadblock. But keep investing. Look at how you're investing. Look at your ways you're investing. Look at how the retirement program is set up. Continue to make at least the full contributions in your retirement account and your 401ks up to the max that you're allowed to put in per year, depending on your age and where you are in your stage in life. Okay. These are things that you can control. So keep doing that. Keep your focus on what you want to achieve. Throw away. Look, I say this all the time to everybody that I work with, and I say it to my team. Here's the crazy thing. Stop watching the news. Stop listening to the bloody headlines, and I do mean bloody headlines.
Right.
That if it bleeds, it leads. Mm-hmm. Stop listening to all the nonsense out here, because here's what's going to happen. That nonsense is going to come and go. It's going to come and go, but you should focus on you and your family, what you're trying to achieve. So that number one roadblock is get over the paralyzing scare of inflation and volatility. This too will change, but you must keep going through on your decisions and your goals that you want to achieve.
Well, definitely, and we are identifying roadblocks, and you do need to stay on course, and that's what working with this firm can help you stay on course, which leads to another struggle people find they have, and that's understanding, well, who should I see? What should I see them about with retirement planning?
There's so many different platforms of, let's just call them advisors. Let's just throw them all into in one thing. They're called financial advisors. And it can be very, very difficult for people to understand because you'll have an investment advisor. You'll have an insurance advisor. You'll have a tax advisor. You'll have a legal advisor. You'll have a business coaching advisor. And you have to look at all the different platforms because each one of those platforms creates its own specialty. It's just kind of like, okay, I'm going to go to my general practitioner because I have a little cut on my finger and I need a Band-Aid for my boo-boo. But my general practitioner is going to say, look, you know something, I was doing a scan on everything, and as crazy as this is, when we took your scan, we see that all of a sudden we have high blood pressure and we need this, and then we went down and we took another test, and then all of a sudden we need a specialist that deals with cardiology. Okay, we need a heart doctor. Because it's not just high blood pressure, it's a blocking of the heart. You notice how I went right there to the deadly part of all this?
Yeah.
That's because not every advisor is the same. You need specialists in the areas that you need to be working on. Now, here's the interesting thing. As you go through this and you start looking, as you start maturing into the world of distribution, accumulation is different than the world of distribution. when you get into the world of distribution, that world of retirement, 5 to 10 years down, you need those specialists all working together. So regardless of whether you need a tax person at this time, or you need because you sold your company and you're maybe potentially doing a rollover, or you need an investment person because you're worried about the stock market, or you need an insurance person because you're about getting ready to go into start taking Medicare, or you need a review on your life insurance and other health insurance issues, or you need to update your long-term care, your powers of attorney and or estate planning documents. You need those specialists. They're all here. See, and that's the thing. When you get into the world of distribution, you need to make sure that roadblock of not knowing who to go to is solved. We can do that through our gap analysis. We can do that because the team's here. Not everybody has this. This is something the uber rich have, but middle class America can have the same thing. If you give us a call, we can help you out and do this. This is what we built this firm for, is to help middle class America get over this number one roadblock as to who do I go see? Well, you come see us because we have all the specialists here. If you need a little bit of tax, we got that. If you need a little bit of investments, we got that. If you need a little bit of insurance, we got that. You need some estate planning, we got that. Everybody's here, but we're all working together for you, which is a whole different concept. You're not left alone. Remember, number one roadblock, fear, uncertainty. Get over that. Number two, know who to work with. That's us. Give us a call.
This is kind of maybe an unconscious roadblock. People lacking the retirement mindset. How is it different from when you're earlier in your financial life to when you're near retirement?
You know something? That is an absolute mindset, because the shift happens like that. It really does. All of a sudden, you're working, you're happy, you're going along, everything's great. And then one day you go, hey, I'm going to retire. And then all of a sudden you realize, like that I'm going to have to live off the assets that I put away. Right. And I no longer have.
I'm unemployed.
So much. I'm unemployed. I no longer have that paycheck coming in. And that's a reality check. And the mindset shifts. So it goes from the idea of accumulation to the idea of distribution and living off those things. Things such as, I have to start taking Social Security. What are my choices? How much pension should I take? Should I leave the pension for my spouse? Should I not leave the pension for my spouse? These are mindsets. And this shuts people down. It really does. Because it's an overwhelming scenario of all of a sudden you have to become an expert in things that you never knew about. You know, I've been doing this 32 years. I'm still not the expert you want to talk to about Medicare. That's why we have a Medicare specialist here. I'm still not the expert that you want to talk to about life insurance. That's why we have a life insurance specialist here. Okay. I'm still not the person you want to talk to about making sure that all the documents are dotted and the T's are crossed. The I's are dotted, T's are crossed on the estate planning documents themselves. That's why we have an estate planning attorney here. Okay. These are all things that you're going to be facing that need to be updated as long as you keep going in retirement. And here's the other crazy thing about this. Okay. We're not retiring the same way your mom and dad retired. See, mom and dad retired, and then, well, to be quite honest, they passed away usually about 15 to 20 years later. We're retiring now, and we're living longer. We're living into our, 30 years. Some of us are living 40 years into our retirement. We're also moving more and doing more than we ever did, like grandma and grandpa did, or our mom and dad did. See, with technology comes opportunity, but with technology also comes the burden of, guess what? I have now more opportunity, more information, more things to be able to do and go and move forward. And I'm saying that because that throws down the mindset of the roadblock of, what do I do? How do I get there? Who do I need to talk to? These are things that can be overcome. So don't let that bog you down. Don't let the retirement side of this bog you down. Don't let the mind shift bog you down. It's hard. It's hard. I'm telling you, I've been doing this 32 years, and I've seen the people that have come to us and work with us and we show them how to get there, and the relief, the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt disappears. It's gone. it's not so much about the product, but it's about the planning. Okay, everybody has product. Everybody has mutual funds. Everybody has variable annuities. Everybody has stocks, bonds, CDs, fixed annuities. We got everything here. It's not the product. It's how you utilize the tools, the product. How do you utilize the tools and place it within your game plan in order to take you to and through retirement? So our gap analysis can help you do that. It can also help you get over these roadblocks. Take advantage of this. It's 5 people. Give us a call. It's $2,500 we normally charge. We're giving this away. Merry Christmas. Give us a call.
Yeah, I mean, and 5 opportunities. This is no cost, no obligation. This is not a sales event. It's not a high pressure event. It's really informational. It certainly can be educational for you. And then you can make the decision where you want to go in your retirement planning process. But that fiduciary team will be there for you if you choose to go with Wealth Training Academy. 800-563-7030. 800-563-7030. You can text as well. Hashtag WTA really is all you have to text. 800-563-7030. What is up next, Ed?
We're going to go over some, interesting misconceptions about the 401k. Things you don't really know or may know but have forgotten. And so in this segment, we're going to remind you about those things so you can have a clearer time and a clearer road to get around, again, those obstacles for retirement when we come back.
And now a nightmare retirement consultation.
Yeah, no pain, no gain, right? No risk, no reward, right? We're going all risk, see? We're going to put everything you got in the market. You're going to love it.
Don't walk, run from that office and go to your future retirement partner with your best interest in mind and with a plan that's customized for your risk tolerance and that can help increase your financial confidence in retirement. That's Ed Storr at the Wealth Training Academy. 800-563-7030. 800-563-7030. It is the Wealth Training Academy, and back into the conversation with Wealth Coach Ed Storr. Be sure to check the website, wealthtrainingacademy.com. You think, okay, what is this about? Well, it's about retirement planning. I mean, that's what this show is about. We talk about that. And keep in mind, too, if you own a business in the area, they provide great coaching for businesses as well. So you can learn more at the website, wealthtrainingacademy.com. You can also hear podcasts, that's past shows, in podcast form right here, the Wealth Training Academy podcast. Well, we are now looking at the 401k because you and the team are great coaches for people when they are doing everything they can in the financial red zone to get there in the strongest way they can. And of course, many are using a 401k. So we're going to look at some misconceptions on 401k and maybe some things you're hearing more now with the current economy, Ed. One is, I only need to contribute up to the maximum company match.
Yeah, these are the 401k things and questions and comments that we're hearing a lot of. So I only want to or only need to contribute up to the 401k match. Here's the thing. Many folks who believe that the employer is sending them a message saying, okay, we're only going to match up to the portion that we're able to give you, and that's all you need to put into it. No. The company is giving, by the way, the company is giving you free money for participating in the 401k. So that's a great thing. Some of, we're seeing 3, 4, and if you're blessed, you get 6% employee contribution, where the company is actually putting money away for you in this 401k. So you can contribute for the year 2022, $20,500. And for the year coming up for 2023, you can actually contribute $22,500. So, and then if you're over 50, you can put the additional catch up in. So the idea is to not just put the amount that people contribute or not put the amount that the employer contributes to you, but put the full amount into the 401k because you're dollar cost averaging. So take advantage of this. Opportunities are great with inside your 401k. Now, if you're older than 59 and a half, potentially look at the idea of moving your 401k into an individual retirement account so you can now control the fees. Okay. So There's no such thing as a 401k that doesn't have fees. It just doesn't exist. Just Google hidden fees with inside 401ks. So I'm sharing with you the idea, put the max away into the 401k, but also look at the fees that you're paying with inside those mutual funds, because you're paying fees. One of my clients like to call it fleas, but you're paying fees, and everybody charges a fee. So products cost fees. Okay. Think about that. Any product you have, they're not doing it for free. There's a fee. So make sure that you are aware of everything that's going on with inside that, and put the max in your 401k.
Misconceptions and possibly mistaken moves with your 401k we're looking at with Ed. How do you feel about taking a participant loan?
So the interesting thing on a participation loan within the 401k, and here's something that maybe people don't know, and I'm going to share with you. You have usually the opportunity to take money out of your 401k. It's called a hardship loan. And depending on the human resource and depending on how the 401k company set up this with your current company, you're able to take a loan out, and then you pay it back with your contributions that you make over that pay period that you're receiving. So in other words, instead of contributing back to your 401k, you're paying off the loan. Here's the interesting thing. There's good and bad about that, because A, it gives you opportunity to utilize some money that, well, you may not have in your emergency savings. B, you should look at this at the very last area. You should look at this very last. If you have an opportunity to look at your home equity line of credit, utilize that. If you have opportunity that's emergency savings hanging around, look at that. That's what emergency savings are for. So there's good and bad on the loan. The bad part about the loan is if you're doing it when you're older and you're about to retire, let's say you've taken a loan of $100,000, I'm making this up, and all of a sudden you move the money out of the 401k, or you get laid off and you have to cash in that 401k. That loan is now taxable to you. So that's the bad part. The other bad part about that is that becomes 100% income for you on that, so it might throw you into a higher tax bracket. That's another problem. The other thing is you're losing the opportunity for compounding those dollars over that particular period of time. So that's why it's better to utilize something outside to get a loan than taking it from your 401k. The interesting thing is that at least you're paying yourself back on the interest, and it's opportunity that you're paying yourself instead of you're paying somebody else. So there's good and bad. You have to run the numbers. So if you have a 401k and you're trying to figure out what's going on, and it's like $500,000-$600,000 or more, and you're wanting advice on that, and should I take a loan? Should I not take a loan? What's my tax situations? What's the best way for me to invest my money? What should I look at? What are the beneficiaries set up correctly? Is my estate plan done? This is everything we go over through the gap analysis. Okay. So that's why I'm saying give us a call. If you're one of the 5, my team will stand by. Take advantage of this. We'll go over these things because these are very important questions that we see and help with all the time. And everyone is different, and you're different too. So give us a call and we'll help you.
And the number to call is 800-563-7030, 800-563-7030 to schedule the gap analysis. You can text too to schedule 800-563-7030. And if you're in that financial red zone near retirement, still working, and you want to know, do I have the best 401k strategies going on and in any other saving strategies? Well, then call and schedule 800-563-7030. What about this? It seems to be some people may make the mistake of veering off course a little bit, like thinking the 401k is a good way to save for college or first home or something like that.
So I'm not a big fan of utilizing your 401k for any kind of college and or a first home. I'm not a big fan of that. The 401k is designed and should be utilized for retirement. Now, again, I go back to the thing that I just said. In an emergency situation where you need a loan, you can utilize it. And again, utilize it at the last scenario versus the idea of dipping in there and removing your money. But I hear this, I talk about it. people share that they want to use it to pay off their college and the home. Don't do it. You're going to mess up the compounding interest over that. Especially, first off, you can't use it for somebody else's college. You can only use it for your college. So the idea of going, well, I'm going to save it for my children's college education, you can't do that, okay? And then you're going into the idea that you have to go get a loan. Well, that doesn't work either, because we already talked about the idea of doing that. So that's why Mom said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And Mom was pretty smart. Yeah. Create baskets. There's reasons why buckets and baskets work, and you should have multiple different things going on. Again, planning, not product, is the way to go.
Planning, not product. Absolutely. Well, and another misconception with the 401k, and this is understandable, I guess, but what about people who say, I just need to stop till the market settles down?
You know, that is so interesting, because literally we sat down with a client just the other day, and it was a prospective client, and they came in, they're one of the gap analysis that called in off the radio show here, and we were sitting there talking to them and having a great conversation. And they said, okay, look, we're not going to contribute to our 401k anymore because of the market and the market volatility. We're just scared to death about it. And it was interesting because they were a beautiful couple. They were in their, late 50s, and they had a couple of kids, and I understandably they were worried. And they should be, because they're in that financial red zone, and they were trying to figure out, can we have the ability to retire? But not taking opportunity with inside the 401k, especially when they're matching, is crazy. First off, we already talked about that, because they're giving you free money. So if you put $1 in, I'm going to give you a quarter. Well, I'm going to keep putting $1 in because you're going to keep giving me a quarter. So keep doing that. Now, if you're worried about the market going down with inside your 401k, you have many different investment options with inside the 401k that you could be diversifying with inside the 401k and doing different types of asset allocation. Again, come see us. We'll help walk you through this. Okay. But not making the contribution to the 401k because the market is going down is not a great idea. And we explained to them that your dollar cost averaging, and every time you're putting money in, you're getting a different type of cost, or buying the different type of investment at a different cost, and you actually end up lowering your overall investment cost. So you want to buy low and sell high. So when's the best time to stick money into the stock market? Hello, when it's down. So make that contribution. Keep doing it, especially when the market's down.
And then what about indexing as opposed to active management? Yeah.
So I will say, when you're older and you're in the financial red zone, you need active management. When you're younger and you're just putting money in, passive management's fine.
Okay.
But when you're in the financial red zone and you're 10 years out from that time when you're getting ready to retire, or you're about to sell your business, you need active management. And let me explain why. The world changes in the world of distribution versus the world of accumulation. It's easy in the world of accumulation. It's difficult in the world of distribution. If you're a high earner or have big income and you're over contributing to the 401k and you can't put any money else and anywhere else, you've maxed out this IRA, maxed out that 401k, then you need active management. Passive is great when you're accumulating. Active is necessary when you're retiring into the world distribution. And that's what our gap analysis will show you, because the numbers never lie. And we always show you everything. Taxes, investments, insurance, estate planning have got to come together in an overall plan. Take advantage of this. Give us a call.
And the number to call to schedule the gap analysis, 800-563-7030. You can text hashtag WTA, also same number, 800-563-7030. 5 openings on the schedule for you. If you're one of those, to call in and claim it, no cost, no obligation, 800-563-7030. Ed, we've come to the last segment of the show.
Time again to answer the questions from our listeners. We'll do that and more when we come back.
You drive through this to get to this, and you really want to be here. And there's someone who can get you to your destination, retirement where you want to be, instead of here.
or here. And that someone is Ed Storr at the Wealth Training Academy. 800-563-7030. 800-563-7030. We're back with the Wealth Training Academy and moving into Q&A. This is questions from listeners. You want to submit a question to Ed to answer on this show? That's easy. Go to the website, wealthtrainingacademy.com. Any tab that you click on, you get a box in the right of your screen. You can do lots on that box. You can schedule a gap analysis. You can suggest a topic for the show, retirement related. You can submit a question to be answered by Ed on the air. And all we ask is just throw in your town so we can shout it out. It's wealthtrainingacademy.com. Let's open with one from Landrum. About 12 years ago, I transferred all my assets to an investment management firm. Well, I worked with a terrific advisor for a decade, but 18 months ago, he retired. And then I was assigned a new advisor, and he's dodging my calls. He also cost me a lot in the way of taxes last year, and that never happened with my previous advisor. I'm worried about things falling through the cracks, and I am close to retirement. So any suggestions?
Yes, call us.
That's the best one, right? You're not going to dodge the call. You know?
No, give us a call. Give us a call.
Absolutely.
We're literally sharing and hoping that we're adding a value, hopefully, by having my team and everything on here and saying, if you're ever running into this, if you have any kind of questions, call us. So this person I'm sharing with you, give us a call. That's what we're here for. We can help you with that, because nobody should be dodging your phone calls in any way, shape, or form. They're supposed to be working for you, but in this case, it sounds like maybe they're not. And they already go, hey, they've got all the money with us, so there's no reason for us to have to do anything. And you have a lot of tax issues going on. Yeah. Sounds like your previous advisor was a really good person, and maybe this person's not as wise as that one. So let's go find some wisdom, and we're here to do that.
Let's get that wisdom. 800-563-7030. 800-563-7030. Let's go to Moore, and a listener there. I was automatically enrolled in my company's 401k years ago. Well, I'm 55, and I plan to retire in 10 years at 65. Is there anything that I should be doing now to help me get to retirement?
Wow. So... that is a loaded question of a bunch of more questions I have back. So how much have you put away? What's your budget that you have that you're trying to live on? What's the purpose of your dollars, and what is it that you want to achieve? Are you married? Is there a spouse we need to worry about? What's your Social Security amount that you're going to be receiving? What's the best way to take that Social Security based on you and your spouse's taxes, investments, your insurance, your income, and where you want to go? Do you have any kids? Is your estate plan set up correctly? And are you a charitable person where we can take some opportunity to create a better estate plan in order to take a huge tax deductions and opportunities inside doing proper estate planning? I mean, there's so much here that this is the perfect person who should be just obviously going, hey, I need to take advantage of the gap analysis. I'm 55 years old. I plan on retiring at 65. What should I do? Give us a call. Give us a call. We're here to help. Here's the problem. Here's going to be the problem. You'll give us a call, and we'll probably be able to help you over the telephone and answer all the questions that you need answered. And we do that all the time. So if we invite you in, then we're going to look over everything that you got going on, and we're going to show you what happens or what's going to happen if you don't do this, or that. Worst case scenario, you're going to come in and you're going to go, wow, everything's great, and I am now comfortable and I don't have to worry about anything. Worst case scenario, we find a couple of issues that need to be fixed, and then you get to go on beyond that and you move forward. All of it is a win-win at the end, because you either A, verify that you're doing everything great, or B, you now know and you can fix the issues. The problem is, have you ever had a leak in your roof? And here's the thing. The water's coming in. You're going, okay, it's leaking right there. And by the time it gets done, it is literally 10 feet the other direction from where the water is leaking in on your roof.
Yeah.
Because water's traveling in different things. And all of a sudden you're going, well, wait a second. I thought I just had a leak there. And then all of a sudden you found out that you have rot behind the gutters. I'm not selling gutters here or trying to say you need to replace gutters. I'm just pointing out the idea that once you get in and you start doing investigating, what you thought was the issue really isn't the issue. And if you don't have the tax person, investment person, insurance person, estate planning attorney all working together, then you're left to have to run around all over town to figure it out. And you are dealing with enough stress just retiring. We retire people. This is what we do. We've been doing this for a long period of time. This is all we do. Okay. We're not medical professionals. So for that person that sent me information on what can I do about my boo-boo on the finger, I'm just kind of, because they've sent that in. I'm not a doctor.
Or a gutter salesman.
Or a gutter salesman. But I am you have financial cancer, and we're going to help you figure it out if you already know you have the financial cancer. But if you don't know the financial cancer, you don't know if you have financial cancer, or if you don't even know you have the cancer, you need to do pre-screening. And that's what we're doing here. We're trying to help you do pre-screening. So take advantage of this. Give us a call.
It's 800-563-7030. You know, I like that animation you showed me, you had on your website about, speaking of running all over town, and you had people having to, being told, oh, for that, you'll need an attorney. For that, for estate planning, you're going to need to see someone else. For taxes, CPA, for investment. And then you show it's all there at the Wealth Training Academy under one roof.
Here.
Yeah, so you don't have to go running around. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're here to help you.
800-563-7030 from Piedmont. I am a divorced mother of two who will be 59 next month. My 28 and 21-year-old children live with me. One is a senior in college. The other's working a part-time job. Now, I intended to retire at the end of the next year. I have $15,000 in credit card debt, though. And I am due a pension as a state employee, but I'm worried about that credit card debt and my mortgage payments and household expenses that will make it impossible to retire. What do you think I should do first?
Call us.
They really, that's like the obstacle segments we had. Yeah. Doesn't it sound like the obstacle segment?
Yeah, the obstacles have. You're driving down the road for retirement, and there's that thing that all of a sudden you hit a roadblock.
Yeah,
let me show you how to go around for a detour. As you started with the conversation about the GPS. Hey, everybody is going down the road of retirement. Everybody. How you travel, what you travel in, how comfortable you are, and how you get there, you can control. You just need a little bit of help along the way. So give us a call.
Absolutely. 800-563-7030. You can text as well. And finally, from Easley, after seeing my folks struggle with retirement, my partner and I have cracked down significantly. And despite being a minimum of 22 years from retirement, we're saving over 22% of our earnings and dedicating it to retirement savings. We're 38 and 35. We're just wondering, are we being a little too rigid about this?
Well, first off, I'm very proud of these folks. Okay. Very proud of this. They're stepping up while they're young, and we should be doing that. Okay. And you're putting away 20% of earnings. No, you're not too rigid at all. And you should be putting money away just like this. This is great. And you're 22 years away from retirement. That is awesome. This is exactly what you should be doing. Put money away for retirement. Stop going out and having so much expensive meals. It's just, cut the cable. Stop spending money on expensive cars that we don't need. We just need a car to get us from A to B. Then when you get into the world of distribution, then spend some of that money that you have been putting away, because that's what it's designed for. Here's the interesting thing. And we literally sat down with a couple just about a week ago, and they were beautiful, beautiful people. And they had a significant amount of money put away for retirement. But the interesting thing is they had no insurance to take care of them, heaven forbid, through the retirement. And somebody was trying to sell them a bunch of long-term care insurance. Now, I'm not here to bash long-term care insurance. Some people need it, some people don't. but they were designed, and what we believe in is designed for self-insuring. Okay. And they had those dollars and they were self-insuring. And one of the things they shared with us was when they were a younger couple, they struggled. They had kids but they kept putting their money away for retirement. And all of a sudden now they had this significant amount of money for retirement. And it just magically happened. But it didn't magically happen. It had tremendous amount of compounding over the last 20 some odd years, 22 years. And when we were talking to them and we were asking one important question, what's the purpose of this money? And it was kind of funny because they were sharing, they go, well, Ed, the purpose of the money is for us to retire. Okay, makes sense. Got that. And the other thing is, what is the situations where you don't want to be a burden to? And they go, well, we don't want to be a burden to the kids. Heaven forbid something happens to us. Great. Now we have a purpose of the money. See, that's a lot different versus the idea of going, hey, I have this money and I want it to continue to grow. So I'm going to invest it in the stock market and worry about it. Maybe you shouldn't be investing in the stock market. Maybe you should be thinking about converting some of that from traditional IRA to a Roth IRA. Maybe this couple here that we're talking about, they should be thinking about maybe putting money in the Roth IRA versus the 401k, the Roth portion of the 401k versus the pre-tax. I don't know because I don't know which one they're in. Mm-hmm. But these things need to be talked about. These things need to be looked at. Just like this couple came in who were saying they were going one direction, but really it turned out they wanted to make sure they had enough money so they weren't a burden for the kids, and they were self-insuring because they didn't want the insurance companies to win. They wanted to win. And that's what we're all about. You need to win. And we need to cut the fees and commissions and taxes and costs that you're paying so you can have more money. That's it. It's not about product. It's about planning. Everybody's got product. We all got product. You probably have plenty of product. We just need to make sure to put that product in the proper baskets in order for you to achieve, pay less in taxes, and have more income. That's it. That's the gap analysis. Give us a call.
And to schedule, 800-563-7030, 800-563-7030, and 5 opportunities to schedule at no cost, no obligation. Be one of those. You can call or you can text. If you text, all you have to text is hashtag WTA. Same number, 800-563-7030, 800-563-7030. Ed, we did it again.
Everybody take care. It's the Wealth Training Academy. We're here to shield, protect, grow your business and your wealth. Until next week.
The Wealth Training Academy, LLC is a marketing and training facility designed to help business owners as well as pre- and post-retirees regain control of their business and personal wealth. Wealth Training Academy also rents the facility out to other organizations and the utilization of its materials. Wealth Training Academy's tax division utilizes the Tax Advisory Group, LLC, which is an independent tax reduction planning and preparation firm. Wealth Training Academy's investment division utilizes Idle Hill Advisors, LLC, which is an SEC-registered investment advisor firm. Certain appropriately licensed individuals are registered to offer investments through Idle Hill Advisors, LLC. They are not affiliated with any entities listed herein. They also do not offer tax, legal, or insurance advice. Past performance is no indication of future results. All investment carries an inherent risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Wealth Training Academy's insurance division utilizes Insurance Made Easy, LLC, which is an independent insurance firm. Certain individuals are licensed to offer insurance through Insurance Made Easy, LLC. Wealth Training Academy's estate planning division utilizes Essential Estate Planning. With our attorney groups, they can help assist with various legal matters. Wealth Training Academy's business division utilizes Maximizing Value, LLC, which is an independent coaching and consulting firm. The opinions expressed in this commentary are those of the author and may not necessarily reflect those held by Wealth Training Academy or any of its divisions. This is for general information only and is not intended to provide specific tax, investment, insurance, or legal advice or recommendation for any business or individual. It is suggested that you consult your financial professional, attorney, or tax advisor with regard to your individual situation. Comments concerning past performance are not intended to be forward-looking and should not be viewed as an indication of future results.